we go, we have Skyrim Conspiracies. I think Argonians are actually immortal because, seriously, there's no Argonian skeletons in dungeons. Think about this, they are gods among us. I'm just gonna throw off some headcanon real quick. Every single Argonian makes his or her way back to Black Marsh as they near the end of their life. I forgot to address those who are killed suddenly. An Argonian skeleton degrades much faster, and so the entire corpse decomposes away. But who's gonna go to a dungeon and drag them out? And other skeletons have been around for hundreds of years. I mean, they would have tails. One could actually argue the same with Khajiit, to be honest. Does anyone else believe that the Empire will fall even with the Dragonborn if you choose the Imperial Legion in the Civil War? Wow, this is 3 years ago. Is there any new ones? No, there is not. I guess Conspiracies died. The Emperor fell in oblivion with the death of Uriel Sundom. Spoiler, sorry everyone. They just haven't realized it yet. For 200 years, they've been giving CPR to a corpse. I'm guessing it died. There's 3 online, me and 2 other people. Come on guys, we can revive this. A small TS Skyrim theory regarding the names of dragons X post by request from our fan theories. My brother came up with this, but since he has yet to post it, I will on his behalf. The way he puts it, the reason most of the dragons you fight are simply known as dragon, blood dragon, etc. is because they haven't yet done something worthy of a name. They're simply known as Dova until they do something noteworthy. That's also why the few dragons that have names have fitting names. I don't even know if I'm gonna pronounce some of this, whose name means curse never dying. Why would he be named for something if it hadn't yet happened? I think he was given that name after he went to the soul. Interesting. That's what I was about to say. So this is basically piggybacking on this conspiracy theory. Because I just said stuff about the Khajiit. Of all the reanimated skeletons waltzing around the provinces, every single one is human. Or, I mean, in my opinion, not to bash the devs or anything, but they were probably too lazy to animate another skeleton. That's probably why. I've made plenty of RPG makers that didn't get past anything. I think I'd know. I'm not a game developer, but I've attempted to make several RPG Maker games, so I have an inkling. Of all the reanimated skeletons waltzing around the provinces, every single one is human, or I guess they could technically be elves. They would be really tall dwarves. Do Khajiits and Argonians not have skeletons? Well, if they did, I think they're tails. I believe there are bones and tails, so no. Are they made of cartilage like a shark, or are necromancers? I mean, technically they could be orc skeletons too, I think. Unless they don't accommodate the teeth. In the beginning, after creating your character, Hedvar will say, "I'm sorry, we will make sure your remains are returned to your character's homeland unless you are a Nord." So that would be the answer. The priests send the bodies to their respective homelands. But Dunmer have a different shaped skull to humans, so you can see the lack of Dunmer skeletons in Morrowind. To be honest, I think the devs are just lazy and don't feel like making customizable skeletons, but that's just my 2 cents. Well, also, it is from 2002, so hard to render the skulls is different. Yeah, like I said, it could be difficult. I could also be talking out of my butt, so who knows. Very good point. I had assumed that was only for people executed by the Empire, but it could be standard practice. Only those adept in lore would ever be able to truly answer this question. Well, traditionally, Skyrim belonged to the Nord, Most necromancers are Nordic tombs for their necromancy, so it makes sense as to why most of the skeletons are more humanoid. As to why there are none at all, that's a good question. The same is true of Cyrodiil, though the imperial province has been a melting pot for thousands of years. Yeah, I'm gonna probably have to censor all the comments because lazy Bethesda, that's what I thought. Exactly, though, some did make a Beast Skeletons mod that supposedly worked well. Yeah, because fans are less lazy than the actual developers who get paid for, yeah. But then again, I mean budgeting, so, you know, I guess it makes sense. I bet the devs don't get paid enough to do what they do, so no shade or hate towards them. The original, I figured it's best to have this, for the record, Skyrim Conspiracies originated from this. I'm a little scared. Oh wow, they deleted it, I think. Yeah. Well, we'll never know the original. Yeah, the dude, oh well, at one point, like 10 years ago, Skyrim Conspiracy. I'm 10 years late to the party, y'all. I'm 10 years late. Well, I mean, 3 years ago, it just up and died. And maybe I'm trying to revive it. I'm a necromancer now, and I am raising conspiracies up from the dead. At least gaming conspiracies. Oh well, they did a little thing. That's what they want you to think. Esper and Delphine are both really dragons, and they are jealous of the other dragons because they are stronger and bigger. So they got married and started an army of the Blades. They took human forms. They wouldn't be suspected, but I saw through their disguises they are trying to repopulate their certain species of dragon. I would gladly join them, of dragon. Not every day that you aren't in the temple, they turn to their true forms and get it on to have baby dragons. If you're lucky, you'll catch them in the act. I guess it's what mods are for, that's how you catch them in the act. Oh, that's a good one. This is supported by the idea that that these blades have apparently abandoned their devotion to the Empire. Dovahkiin, who is also the Nerevarine or the hero of Kavach, will remember that those feel like Oblivion terms, that the function, I really do need to beat Oblivion. Function of the blades was to protect the Empire, but in Skyrim, you can somehow join the Order even if you've recaptured Skyrim for the Stormcloaks. This is supported by the idea that these blades have apparently abandoned their devotion to the Empire. Hate to be a spoiler, but I'm pretty sure their devotion was to the Septim Line, not the Empire in general. The blades are devoted to the dragon blood. Whoever is dragonborn, the blades take an oath to protect. And I thought they took an oath for the emperor. I didn't. All emperors have been dragonborn, so it's basically the empire they protect. All emperors until Titus Medi the first. He wasn't descended from Tiber Symptom. He was just a warlord. Some food for thought for them Skyrim nerds and the Elder Scroll Bethesda nerds, I guess. I do need to do some lore delving. I've been meaning to read the books. I have in the game. I've read a couple. Especially was it that one Argonian book? No, I'm just kidding. The Thalmor, the Towers, and the End of the World. Alright, here's spoilers. Too many, so I'm not putting in the visual tag. Read at your own risk. Okay, bye. Let's see what this one's all about. I think I'm being followed. A few weeks back, I noticed somebody following me as I left Dragon's Reach. I initially paid it no mind, thinking it was just another innocent mistake, a product of my overactive imagination. I was wrong. She's followed me ever since. I don't know who she works for or what she's doing for them, but she's determined, oh how devilishly determined. I can't shake her no matter what I do. I run into dungeons, she's there. Who is she though, is my question. And are you sure it's not a weird glitch? If I fast travel, she's right behind me. I've run into camps of giants, words full of banished dragonfire, and after kneeling for a bit, she emerges unscathed and keeps following me. I don't know what to do. I haven't been well rested in days. Somebody please. Who is this Lydia person and why is she after me? You got me in the first half, not gonna lie. Tell me, have you seen this statue before? Same stone that the weeping... Okay. I don't know if I want to click on that. I have heard legends of this mystical beast as far as I can recall. The only way to slay her is to position her on the ledge or edge of a mountain and perform the ancient Dova ritual of yelling at her until she catapults backwards to the misty night sky to her death. I don't understand why you run away from her. If a female was that content on... I wouldn't be running. What are the Imperials dumping in our water to make the children invincible? Ground up Nokias. How does one grind up a Nokia and don't say with another Nokia? Because it's like, that is like dividing by zero. You might pull the stopper and drain out the interwebs. Puts hand in aliens, pose magic. I don't know, but whatever it is, it makes them all look the same. It's not just them. I tried to kill Yara one time, stood up a few seconds later, like a power attack from my enchanted Dragonbone Greatsword had just been a punch. Did they unsuccessfully test it on the Dunmere first, and then their own children? At least they seem to have perfected it by now. Lydia is actually a robot. I'm sworn to carry your burdens all the time. She's gotta be a robot. No, at most she could be a mage's guinea pig that escaped. Illusion magic would have ruined her mind, making her need someone to give her a purpose. That actually sounds reasonable. She doesn't give a thing about what you do to her, if you know what I mean. Did you call my wide, fudging robot brawl right now? Winner gets 100 septums. Only 100 you wuss. You know you've got to be my follower after I kick your behind to oblivion. I want to brawl. 200 septums. Make it 500 septums. No. Mr. Cubo no here. So they deleted it. Not gonna lie though, Cicero was incredibly annoying. Cicero is only so annoying as a follower because Bethesda wants to punish us for not killing him. When I finally could kill Cicero, I always thought he was super annoying. I used flames and heal. He had to die a horrible death. I killed Cicero, then raised him as my thrall. He says the funniest things now, such as infectious laugh. I keep him in my home, dead of course. Then when I want a companion, he is a thrall again. He keeps regenerating his clothing. I have several sets, and they are valuable to myself. Whichever companion I have, and Cicero make the gestures 3 he. This is the only possible reason. He abandoned me after only 2 hours of fighting. Yeah, I killed him. Now his dead, naked body is sitting in the torture chamber. I like playing with crazy characters though, they're so unpredictable. I like this answer the best. It's so messed up, but that's good. I don't like Cicero. Oh, don't come at me, but I find him incredible.